Welcome to day 228 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian, and we have no sponsor today, Brian.
Yeah, so our last sponsorship lasted 31 days, 1 month. It was Clout Feed, of course, but we are going to be launching a new NFT auction for the sponsorship for the next 2 weeks. And that's probably going to launch sometime in the next few hours after we post this. It'll be 2 weeks. It'll be the same basic thing. You'll get mentioned in every video, plus you'll get tagged in every single video post we make for that 2 week period. Uh, who knows who the sponsor might be? It could just be a regular creator. It could be somebody building on the platform. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, so let's get into some of the news. We're back in our offices in Florida after a good vacation. BadassBaboons has just announced that they're actually creating utility with their NFTs. So anyone who owns a Badass Baboon, they're actually working with storytellers and artists to create comics and an animated series. And those that own any of the NFTs are going to be able to name their characters, create a location where they're at, their dominion, and more. So it's given the owners of the NFT series control over how the comic and the animated series end up going, which is a really cool idea.
Yeah, I think we need to see more of this within an NFT space because not only are you buying art in this case via the Badass Baboons that you purchased each one, but you're also getting the ability to get a utility out of it. And I think as we move forward, I think you're going to be seeing more and more utility cases for NFTs. And they might not all be art like Badass Baboons, but utility NFTs, I think, have the most potential to see some of the highest growth rate within the ecosystem. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Badass Baboons does here. I think that they could kind of maybe lead the way and we'll see some other NFT series follow suit. But utility, utility, utility. I think that's what NFTs should be all about. And I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, and I agree. I think utility and NFTs is something that's the future, I think. I mean, nobody can predict the future, but that seems like the way it's eventually going to go. High Key, they're going to be dropping 3 more of their Hero Series NFTs today at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're interested in getting one of those, be ready at 2 p.m. Eastern time. There's some really cool NFTs that they're creating as well.
And I saw that High Key was actually working yesterday with Floyd Mayweather. I think they're doing a promo video for Diamond app, and supposedly Mayweather is going to post that on his Instagram stories at some point if he hasn't already. I don't think he has yet. That could be huge. I know we didn't see too many referrals from him after he announced on Instagram that he was on Diamond
On
app, but
Twitter.
I think a video maybe explaining exactly what Diamond app is. We don't know exactly what the video is going to be. Heike kind of teased it out a little bit. You could see him talking about it. But I think that could be at least a start of kind of onboarding some of the general population, the non-crypto native people.
I don't know if he posted on Instagram yet or not. It was Twitter that he posted on last week, and
Right, you're right, you're right.
we didn't really see that much. I think it was like 18 referrals or something at the time. So we'll see how it goes. So daily active users are hovering around between 3,500 and 4,000. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so the referral program that was supposed to be the fuel in the fire, it hasn't really spawned the new user adoption, and I guess you could say the ability to retain those users like I think it should have, but that I think a lot of us expected, including us. I thought the referral program was going to be a boon for the platform, but I think we saw some early issues with the referrals, some bots taking control. They had to scale things back a little bit. Now we see the value per referral down a little bit. It's at $5 or $7.50 depending on whether you're a part of Merlin's army or not. But I think that we're going to have to take small steps. And I think the most important thing that we need to do is retain the users we get. If we onboard thousands and thousands of people in a week and only keep 5% of them around for 3 or 4 weeks, then we fail. I mean, the referral program it wouldn't be worth what it's paying out if that's the case. So retaining users, getting them excited to be on the platform, kind of allowing them to find their own niche on DeSo, on Diamond app or BitCloud or whatever node they're using. I think that's super important. And I think there's ways that we could kind of help spur that activity.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think the Coinbase listing, that's one that's gonna be a huge stepping stone on the way to, creating more user engagement on the platform. Once Coinbase lists DeSo, which I think it's going to be coming anytime now, at least in the next month or two. I think that's going to essentially legitimize DeSo in a lot of people's eyes. And if you buy DeSo on Coinbase, you're going to want to check out and see what it's doing on the internet, what the blockchain actually is capable of. So you're going to come to Diamond, you're going to come to BitCloud, you're going to come to some of these NFT nodes and investigate it. Just like when you buy a stock, you want to do your research and figure out, like, are their cars really, are they really valuable? Is their technology that they're creating valuable? You check that stuff out. And I think people are going to do the same thing, and they're going to want to come onto the platform, probably Diamond app, check it out, create usernames, and see if they like it, see if they feel it has value.
Yeah, I think that it is important though to kind of push down expectations a little bit. We don't want to pump things up too much and get people super excited. Oh, Coinbase listed it, and it's still growing slowly. So I think it is important we are on Coinbase. I think it's going to do maybe more for the price of DeSo than the more important statistic, which is the number of daily actives. I think it will bring on a good amount of new daily active users. I think they're going to be I know they're going to be mostly crypto people, because it's going to be people finding it on a crypto exchange. But I think more importantly is we got to get people outside of crypto to come here. And that's, of course, you want DeSo to just be this social media platform for crypto, which on its own could thrive. And on its own, it could become something pretty darn big. But I think if we really want DeSo to be the decentralized layer of social on the internet, I think we got to appeal to outside groups. And we're not in a rush to do it. We like I said before, the Treasury has almost $300 million worth of assets that they can use to further market this platform and this protocol. But I do think that some people need to realize that things aren't going to grow overnight, blow up overnight. Slow and steady, I think, is going to win the marathon, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we're guilty of pumping things up a little bit from the referral program, like you said earlier. I think we were expecting more from that. So nobody really knows. We're just going to kind of see where it goes. But I also think the Octane Fund pumping money into creators and into developers, I think that's going to be a huge step in helping the platform grow as well. I know there's some conflicting views on how Natter and the core team should do this. Who do they select? Who do they pick? Why aren't, and then I feel like Natter's in a position where he can't win here, right? If he invests into certain creators, certain developers, those who aren't invested into are going to be upset. If he doesn't invest into anything at all, people are going to be upset that there's all this money and it's not going back to creators. If he invests into everybody, it's just not feasible.
Right. And I think the best way to kind of do things in a responsible manner is to slowly do it. And I think they're doing it the right way. They're slowly picking some of the top projects that they want to throw some money at and help the ones that need it, the ones that can actually show them that they can utilize these funds in a way that will be efficient for both them and for DeSo in general. I think just they're picking some of the better ones that they think are further along, while telling these other projects, hey, I like what you're doing, but I think you got to get a little bit further along, build up a little bit more. And I understand that it's not cheap to run a node or to really create a project, but if you can't stand alone and build something that's actually, I think, kind of ready for users to come on board, I think that you might have to rethink your strategy here. I'm not saying, hey, you don't deserve money. I'm just saying try and work to your goal. Try and get something that can actually be showcased, and then at that point, the DeSo Foundation, the Octane Fund, might be ready to help push you over the finish line.
And I think they need to do something to keep users engaged, whether it's incentives to stay on the platform, to, take part in the community. I think that could go a long way in helping the, daily actives increase and user retention remain high or increase. So, I don't know what it is. People have suggested things such as, when somebody signs up, instead of giving them $100 referral or $25 referral right away, maybe you can spread it out over actions. Maybe you can go back to doing something like the $100 referral program, but maybe you get $10 to sign up, and then you get, if you're active every day for the next 10 days, you get another $10. And if you, make a certain amount of post over a certain amount of characters, you'll get another $10. Like, you can incentivize different actions and spread it out to keep people engaged, communicating with other members on the platform, and just, taking part in the community.
Yeah, you get to do like milestone payments, different milestones, you get more of that chunk from the referral reward. I mean, they could airdrop small amounts of DeSo to active users. I mean, they kind of do that with the Articuno account, with some of the other accounts. Natter gives 4 diamonds to a lot of posts. I think 3 things are going to really kind of push the number of daily actives up, and it will be a program that's going to reward users for their activity. I think the Octane Fund will, because these new apps and nodes are going to become onboarding portals, I guess, onboarding entryways onto DeSo. So, like, for instance, if they were to fund a platform like Supernova could cater towards NFT users, bring NFT users on from outside of DeSo, and then show them, hey, this is what DeSo is all about. So I think that they can pick and choose and help out different niches within the ecosystem in order to kind of bring people in from different areas. And I think finally, the exchange listings, and as much as it's going to be crypto native people, these exchange listings are going to get people excited about the new crypto DeSo, and they're going to check it out. And those who buy DeSo are going to want to help DeSo, so they're going to be on posting about it. One of the reasons
we already talked about this. We already talked about the Coinbase listing in the beginning of this segment.
Yeah, this is just an overview of what I think the 3 things, why these 3 things are going to help the number of daily active users.
Where were you when I was talking about that?
I was right here listening.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop for the day before me and Brian get in an argument. But we'll talk to you tomorrow on day 229 of our DeSo journey.